Dark Souls. If you're watching this, there's a huge chance you probably played the games and watched the lore videos. Have you noticed that sometimes pressing dodge doesn't really do anything? I dodged! Or healing actually kills you. If I heal, I'm dead. So I made a list of some lore accurate facts that you probably have never heard of. Number 1. Manus is a massive gooning addict. This can be proven by his left hand, which is extremely bigger than the other. And the reason that I know this is because I am left-handed myself.
When someone says like a masturbator, this is like what people envision.
If you look at the spell Dark Bead, just from the name of it, the spell is a representation of a certain type of bead that he is very fond of putting somewhere. Same reason why he is obsessed with a broken pendant, which is the key item to access the DLC. So here's what happened. Manus ended up in Ulasil, the land of shrooms, weeds, and stones. There, he decides to build a community and start to slowly spread the word, what we call as the Abyss, which he is trying to normalize all throughout the land. Number 2. No one likes Princess Dusk. In fact, the only reason you have to save her from the crystal golem is because if you don't, you won't be able to access the DLC. You don't even know she was there in the first place. Not only that, she has the most boring questline of all, which is save the princess, and that's it. Then you'll probably kill her after taking all her stuff. She's so irrelevant that nobody even makes a lore video about her. Now you would argue, oh, you just don't like Dusk and this doesn't even make sense. Well, yes, and that's a fact. Number 3. Wood. Number 4. Same as number 3. Number 5. Half-Light was originally a ninja. Before he became the spear of the church to protect Gwyn's furry daughter Filianor, he used to be a ninja of Konoha. He was friends with the 7th Hokage Naruto Shippuden and the beloved brother of Hitachi. The reason why he got the name Half-Light is because he has a Rinnegan on his left eye and a Sharingan on his right eye. Number 6. Father Ariandel and Sister Fried are a bunch of freaks. Throughout this boss fight, you start by taking on Sister Fried, and as the fight goes on, you would notice that she really likes backstab. Here, notice how she positions herself. And what happens after you beat her once? The depraved Father Ariandel lashes out. Why? Because he likes watching Sister Fried gets it from behind. And now, his entertainment ends, so he revives her and joins. If he cared about her, he would have helped her in the midst of the fight, but instead he gives you a third face just to watch it again. Number 7. World War III is sooner than Bloodborne on PC, and also a proper Berserk anime. Number 8. The Ring Knights founded the Chess Soul community. If you look at the cursed greatsword of Artorias, it says, "Sword born from the souls of the great Grey Wolf Sith, guardian of the grave of the Abyss Walker Knight Artorias. The sword can damage ghosts, as it was cursed when Artorias joined a covenant with the creatures of the Abyss. Artorias joining the covenant upset the entire Dark Wraith community, dividing them into two. Though it was never established which covenant Artorias joined. I mean, come on. Is there any covenant aside from Darkseeker Kath offering that is aligned to the Abyss? For some Dark Wraiths, they remained in a covenant as they held their ground and fought for what they believed, and as for the rest, they built an entire new community by putting the Dark Sigil a hole on their chest as a sign of rebellion, alongside wielding flames for a much cooler effect to attract more followers. Two of the well-known people you might be familiar with, in my opinion, are connected to them. They are Ludwig Agren and Asmongold.
But I also have an issue with like my chest, where like my chest is like massively caved in.
Artorias is a racist and a furry. Artorias hunted the Dark Wraiths because they're Dark Wraiths. He hated them and called them homophobic slurs. This is because of the Art of Life trait, the Dark Wraith's ability to suck one's vitality. Whenever Artorias hears about them, he will get triggered, and one time, gone feral. Speaking of feral, let's talk about Sif.
Yeah, boy.
So hear me out. Has it ever occurred to you why there is no such thing as the Great Sword of Sif, or probably a sign of the sword that Sif have used to fight along Artorias? That is because Artorias only has one sword, but with 3 different versions, and there was never a sign of something Sif wielded, unless it was a metaphor for something else. Something phallic. Maybe he was alongside Artorias, but at the backlines taking care of his sword, if you know what I mean. Oh, and by the way, Sif was most likely a female, but at this point, I don't think that matters in this case. Now this is the crazy part. So you get to the DLC. You beat Artorias, save Sif, then beat Manus, and possibly Calamite. Then assuming you haven't beat Sif back in Darkroot Garden to activate the secret cutscene. But before that, depending on what route you take, you meet Alvina, the same cat that led you to Sif back at the chasm. She reveals that Artorias' legacy was all nothing but fabrication to retain his honor. But come to think of it, it wasn't all lies, and as a matter of fact, someone just have to take his name and continue his legacy, to which is what you did. Which means you became Artorias. You are the one who will finish his legacy. Yes, will. Because the final part of his legacy is taking on Sif. One final encounter. Which reminds me, a fight is also referred as a dance, right? And you know what else is a dance? A mating ritual. It was me. I am your husbando. And if you're still not convinced, why would FromSoft add this on the male voice character with no female counterpart? Oh, and just to add up, how come Blythe is a half-wolf and resembles Artorias so much? According to the lore, Blythe was given tyranny created by the Two Fingers. Wow, is that good? Yeah, but whose fingers was it though? Coincidence? I don't think so. And lastly, number 10. Somebody has to say it. The cause of Kentaro Miura's death is Berserk 2016.